A very good afternoon to you. You're welcome to the Fixed Wing Guide channel with me, Stuart Lomas. Hope I find you well this bank holiday. Miserable day, but then again, to a certain extent, what can you expect here in the UK for a bank holiday? Couple of things. Firstly, to say a very big thank you. I noticed today that I've got 100 subscribers. Delighted. I'd never expected any form of uptake for this nonsense, but a nice surprise when I opened up my page today to see that I'd hit that magic number. Now, I appreciate that a lot of channels out there, that is very, very small fry, but for me it's a great achievement, and I'm glad that I'm turning out any form of content that's of any interest to people to watch, and certainly for 100 of you to subscribe. So a big thank you again. Secondly, I just want to make a little video in reply to Simon Crane. Simon was basically asking a straightforward question: what is the best brand, whether it's Omega or Tudor? And I'm kind of not going to give a straightforward answer to this. What I'm going to say is, obviously I have an axe to grind owning an Omega, but I have done a video giving my ideas regarding the Tudor brand. Now, from what I can see, Tudor do make some very, very nice watches, which are obviously made to an extremely high standard. But obviously my personal opinions will always come to the fore, as will the opinions of everybody out there, whether they admit it or not. So, trying to put my opinions aside, I think what you're looking at to a certain extent is a brand like Omega that is well established in its own right as being a quality brand of watch, which offer the range, literally everything from a high quality dress watch through to sport watches and professional divers. They have a lot of exposure now because of the Bond movies, and therefore they are very, very high in the public perception. Where Tudor are concerned, I have actually recommended a Tudor to Simon when he was looking at options to go for instead of his JLC. And the problem, I think, to a certain extent with Tudor is that they are still viewed as Rolex's poor cousin. Now, until Tudor build a reputation of their own, which I think they fully deserve, because they do a good range of watches which will suit most palates. There are some that I'm not particularly fond of, but I do like the Pelagos, I do like the Heritage Aviator range, and they are very, very nice. Other ones don't really do it for me, but that's me. For you, it could be something different. So until Tudor carve out their own little spot in this very polarizing world of watch interest, watch collecting, horology, whatever you want to call it, I think that I'm going to go towards Omega because they are a brand in and of themselves. They've created a loyal following. They have a very, very high profile generally. They have a lot of celebrity sponsorship. I'm not particularly bothered about that, not a great one for celebrity. And that they build good quality watches which stand the test of time for what I consider to be a relatively reasonable amount of money, even for the top of the range of the Omega brand, which is relatively good value, I feel. So for me, if I'm given the straight choice, between Omega and Tudor, I'm going to have to go for Omega. Not because they're any better than Tudor, not because I prefer them to Tudor. It is just that Tudor is not out there on its own, and until the powers that be at Tudor market them as being a complete separate watchmaking arm of the Rolex family, as it were, they will always be viewed as Rolex's poor cousin, even though their quality doesn't denote that poor cousin status. So I guess that's my answer to Simon, which is, for me, right now, not because I own one, just I'm trying to view it from an objective kind of point of view, Omega is the one. I am sure that Tudor relatively shortly will become known as its own entity without being allied to Rolex in the same breath. But for now, Omega's the one. I hope that kind of answers your question, Simon. Anybody watching this, if you have any ideas whether you think I'm whistling in the wind about this particular subject, then you know the drill, down below. Any questions about anything, really, down below. Thank you once again to the 100 of you who have taken time to subscribe. I really appreciate that. It's a wonderful thing to see, and very unexpected. And thanks to all of you who regularly comment and correspond on this nonsense. I enjoy reading your comments, and I try very hard to respond to everybody, and if I've forgotten to respond to anybody, I do apologise, but I once or twice a week I go through all the comments of all my videos, and if I've missed anybody, I will get back to you. So I guess that's it for now. Thank you very much for watching this, and I'll speak to you again soon. Bye bye.